Hi guys, welcome back. So today we are going to be talking about all of my gear that I use while I am filming on the road. I think I did a video like this literally 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago at this point. Every once in a while I get a couple of questions about how I run this YouTube channel, especially when people find out I do it just from my phone. I don't use a laptop or an iPad or anything like that. So I figured I would go back over everything I use in my current setup here in November of 2024 and give you guys a breakdown of everything I have to be a full-time content creator on the road. So like I just said, I have been doing full-time content creation since 2021, 2022, right at the end of the year there. And I have really not changed my setup a whole lot since I have been on the road and filming. The first thing I use, of course, is my iPhone. I feel like these days iPhones have great cameras, and if you're not doing a lot of cinematic work, if you just want to sit down and start a YouTube channel or film a vlog or just even some regular travel content, you don't need a huge camera. Phones are expensive enough these days. You don't need to be buying a separate camera. Also, everything being on your phone makes things upload faster and you can edit them a little faster because you can do it all straight from your phone. Now, I don't have the latest, greatest iPhone. My iPhone is paid off and I don't think it's worth it after a certain point to get a much better phone. Now, if you really are into the cinematics of YouTube creation, I think that's great, but that's obviously something different than what I'm doing here, just sitting and talking to the camera. And I think my iPhone is like a iPhone 13, maybe? I'm not even sure. But I also have a second iPhone. So I film on my day-to-day phone. I edit and upload and film all on my main phone or my personal phone, you could say. Now, I do have a second phone and it is one of the iPhone SEs. It's really small. It's one of the really old ones because I could get it for cheap. And that is where all of my social media lives. So absolutely zero social media except for the YouTube app so I can upload my videos is on my personal phone. And on my work phone, I have TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. All of the apps all live on that phone. So I keep things very separate and it also helps me keep a lot of boundaries. And honestly, it is one of the best things I have ever done for my mental health to have things completely separate. Now, of course, I want to talk about DJI. They are the microphone that you guys see here. So I do use the DJI microphone. They make quality microphones. It plugs straight into my phone. Obviously, you can plug into a camera and everything like that. They have options for all of that, but I love that it's compatible with my phone. All the audio goes straight in. I also have a DJI Power station, so I use the DJI Power 1000. I actually want to thank DJI for sponsoring this portion of the video to talk about their power station Power 1000. The DJI Power 1000 was made with creators in mind, especially for people who use the DJI products like their drones or need enough power to edit on the go, charge a lot of cameras. It has a really cool carrying bag so you can keep all of your cords and essentials in one place, and it can also be quieter than a lot of other power stations on the market, so you don't have to worry about it running in the background. The DJI Power 1000 is a 1024 watt-hour portable power station. It's quite a large battery bank. This is going to charge your camera batteries, your phone, your laptop, everything multiple times over. It even has proprietary plugs for the DJI drones to make sure they are always ready to go. It is obviously solar compatible. They sent me a really nice 100-watt solar panel. I have been using it to recharge the Power 1000. It has been working out really great. Everything is super streamlined, very techy, very interesting to see the comparison between other brands I've used and how streamlined this is. It is a very high-end, sleek looking product, and I like all of the different features everything has. So the biggest difference between this power station and a lot of ones I've used is that it has a sustained power output of 2200 watts and it is stable until the battery runs out. That is more than running an air fryer, that you can run this entire battery, not have to worry about it cutting out. It has a peak output of 4400 watts. This little power station can output a ton of power. And at 2600 watts, you can sustain that for about 30 seconds, and it's not just a peak right at the beginning. You can also power those devices as well. I mentioned the noise, and it is a noise output of just 23 decibels, which is quieter than the wind at your campsite and quieter than an air conditioner in your bedroom at home. It has the capability of having a lot of fast charging. It can be fully charged in about 70 minutes, and it's recharged to 80% in about 50 minutes. There are dual 140 watt USB-C ports for ultra fast charging. It can charge two 16-inch MacBook Pros to 50% in 30 minutes. We all know now a lot of things take USB-C. They really prioritize having those ports to make sure everything is charged quickly and you can get back out there creating content. There's also a UPS mode, which if you don't know what that is, it is basically a super efficient way of becoming a backup power station, and it has seamless power switching of 12 to 20 milliseconds. The DJI Power 1000 is honestly a great addition to my content creation, and it is something that I love having in my back pocket, and it doesn't have any unnecessary ports or anything like that, but it does have adapters for all of them, and so I am prepared for pretty much everything, and it all fits in its carrying case, which is, I think, one of the first ones I've seen to have a carrying case, which makes it super easy to bring with me on the go and have everything stored together. Thank you to DJI for providing me the Power 1000 and also providing my subscribers and anyone who watches this video a great discount, especially during Black Friday. So I will leave all the information for that in the description box, and we'll move on to the next product. So the next thing, of course, is my spatula. You guys love my spatula, and honestly, this is a new addition, but I needed something that was actual steel to be able to clip my microphone on. My microphone is magnetic, so it just slaps on there. I don't have to clip it or anything. These microphones have a magnet on the back, so you can either clip them to something or it has like a regular clip to clip onto your shirt. I just like holding it. So I've added the spatula, you guys know, in the last few months. This is an antique. I found this at a family property that was an as-is house sale, and so since it was from the 70s, there is a lot of vintage stuff in there. I snagged this spatula to be able to use as my microphone holder. The next thing I have added over the years has been my Starlink. Starlink makes uploading my videos so much easier in places that do not have cell phone service. I don't love having to pay for an extra service to have Starlink on the road, but because content creation and uploading videos is my full-time job, it does make it much more convenient to be able to plug in the Starlink when I need to upload something or work, instead of having to drive into town to try to upload something or only camp in campsites that have service. So at this point, unfortunately for me, it is a necessary evil. I have changed my cell phone plans, so I'm not paying so much in data, so I can just use the Starlink because it is more expensive each month, and they change the price of how much it costs all the time. So that is the unfortunate part about Starlink. But it is one of the only options right now, unfortunately, and I can't seem to avoid it. On the note of my cell phone plan, I have unlimited data with Mint Mobile. This is not sponsored. Mint Mobile has caught my attention for a long time, claiming, the $45 a month for unlimited data. I didn't know if that was a good option for me or not. I do use a lot of data because when I'm not running my Starlink, which does take up a lot of power, I am obviously just using the data from my phone. And $45 a month is like when I first had a phone prices from, 15, 20 years ago. So I was pretty skeptical that I would have good service. And it turns out they just use basically the T-Mobile towers. And I already had T-Mobile before I switched. And so it literally cut my cell phone bill from, I think I was paying almost $200 a month for both phone plans and data plans. And now I just pay the $45 a month for Mint Mobile. So I kind of feel stupid all this time, that literally 3 months of service is less than what I was paying 1 month at a time. But having good data on the road, it really freaked me out to switch to something that claimed to be so cheap, and for me it has been working out just fine. And the last thing I have, of course, is my tripod. My tripod used to be an Andoble tripod. I used to work with them as a company, and I literally used it until it broke so much that I could not use it anymore. And when I went to repurchase it, I couldn't find the exact same one that I had. They must have upgraded it or did away with it or something. It was from like 2.5 years ago. So I ordered one that was very similar. This is a UB size tripod. It has the same MagSafe thing to where you can just like slap your iPhone on it and it's magnetic and you don't have to worry about your phone not fitting in the clip or anything like that. So I love the MagSafe tripods. This one goes up to like 6 feet, I think, just like the other one did. So I can literally get any angle. The only thing is you do have to be careful with this one. I have gotten my finger stuck in it so many times when it pops open. So when you pop it open at the bottom, just be careful because it hurts really badly when you get your finger stuck in it. You're gonna need a tripod. But I would say don't let people talk you into thinking that you need really fancy equipment to be on YouTube. You definitely don't. I have made it this entire time and it is my full-time job. I have a pretty distinct video style. And so it's more finding your style and then finding the equipment that works for you. But I always recommend to people, if you are just starting out, just the same way as car living or that travel lifestyle, use what you have first. Make sure you like the lifestyle or make sure you're gonna stick to making videos before you invest a bunch of time and money into new equipment and learning something new. Oh, I did forget to say what editing software I use. I use Splice. You do have to pay for it. And I just use the free music off of like YouTube Studio, but Splice is how I edit all my videos. I like it, and you can only use it on mobile. So it gives me, again, another excuse to not have a laptop. So yeah, I hope this gives you a little insight into all of my equipment, and thank you again to DJI, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye!